Before the unification, what is called Italy today was just a bunch of individual states and kingdoms. Many of them were under the control of Austria, which they gradually started hating once they developed a feeling of nationalism after 1815. They wanted to be free and independent. Some of the most important Italian nationalist leaders were King Charles Albert, who became King of Piedmont in 1831 and introduced the most liberal constitution Italy had ever had, called the Statuto. He also declared war on Austria in 1848. Mazzini, who supported the idea of Risorgimento, the unification of the entire country of Italy. During his time, he was a member of a secret nationalist society called the Carbonari, and later the nationalist group Young Italy. Garibaldi, who was a loyal follower to Mazzini and fought with him in the 1848-49 revolutions. And Cavour, who was in favor of a limited monarchy rather than a republic, which put him on bad terms with Mazzini.
The 1848 revolutions in the Italian states were organized in the states of the Italian Peninsula and Sicily, led by academics and protesters who wanted a liberal government. As Italian nationalists, they thought to eliminate conservative Austrian control. During this period, Italy was not a unified country and was divided into many states, which in northern Italy were ruled by the Austrian Empire. A desire to be free from foreign rule and the conservative leadership of the Austrians led the Italian people to stage revolutions in order to drive out the Austrians. The revolution was led by the state Piedmont, one of the four states where the Austrians leaders were forced to gain liberal rights. The four main outcomes of the revolutions were that Italy could not free itself from foreign control, but they needed help from stronger countries. The activities of the masses needed to be controlled, which means that many farmers, mostly in the north, lost trust in the nationalism and liberals, and supported therefore the Austrian soldiers. The Republicans had been discredited within Italy, and they would have to work hard to gain future support. As well, the Pope was a powerful political figure, and the question of Rome had to be handled very careful. Camillo Benso, Count of Cavour, born August 10, 1810, turning Piedmont, French Empire. Died June 6, 1861, Turin, Italy. Piedmont statesman, a conservative whose exploration of international conflicts and of revolutionary moments brought out the unification in 1861 under the House of Savoy, with himself as the first prime minister of his new kingdom.
I, Cavour, am happy to announce that I've been appointed Prime Minister of Sardinia.
Yeah! In 1859, the Second Italian War of Independence broke out, where Italy was fighting against Austria. Initially, Italy was drastically outnumbered by the French, and as a result of that, the Italians suffered many deaths and soon had to retreat. They searched for help and got France as an ally. Once united, the French and the Italian army outnumbered the Austrians, and they were able to defeat them. The war lasted 3 months and resulted in the death of roughly 5,000 people.
I, Italy, say to you that you can have my land, but if you save my ass. I got your ass. Good. Fuck you, Austria!
Fuck you, man!
Oh shit!
My friends are here, man. Fucking bitch. Oh my god.
Garibaldi was an Italian general, politician and nationalist who played a large role in the history of Italy. He personally commanded and fought many military campaigns that eventually led to the formation of a unified Italy. He was also considered the founding father of Italy by many, as he united the Italian population through wars and created a sense of nationalism amongst the country.
Victor Emmanuel II was king of Sardinia-Piedmont and became the first king of United Italy. Ascending the throne on his father's abdication, Victor Emmanuel consolidated his position by suppressing the Republican left and paying an indemnity to Austria. In 1852, he made the decision to turn the government over to the able, determined Concavore, whose skillful maneuvers over the next few years made Emmanuel king of Italy. Always at war, Emmanuel secured Venezia and Rome for Italy.
I'm deeply honored to have been appointed King of Italy. As a gift for the people, here is some free pasta and pizza.
The 7-week War was a war fought between the Austrian Empire and its German allies, and Prussia with its German allies in 1866. That resulted in the Prussian dominance in Germany. In Germany and Austria, it is called Deutscher Krieg or Bruderkrieg. In the Italian unification process, this is the third independence war. Prussian domination of Germany may have contributed to the cause of the two world wars.
Rome, my love.
In the final stages of the unification, they introduced Piedmont's laws into the rest of the kingdom and its officials. They thought it was necessary because much of Italy was lawless and that it had untrained and corrupt officials. Many people were against the laws in many parts of the new Italy. Most of the people were some who had lost their post and got disarmed. There were also the people who felt threatened by the new policies of free trade. And some remaining Republicans did not fancy the fact that they were still under the rule of a monarchy. After the war against Austria, the new state started to have large debts. Taxes were raised and the martial law was declared. By events outside Italy's control, Venice and Rome were added into the union. And in 1866, Bismarck's Prussia inclined the war against Austria by establishing alliances where Napoleon agreed to stay neutral on condition that Venice became a part of Italy. Pius IX refused to give up Rome to Italy, then took back the Vatican City, which then became an independent state. But other than that, Italy then became a single political body. But even if they were united politically, it was far from being united socially. The ideological movement Risorgimento represented a bunch of local risings and struggles between the different societies. Then they realized the dream of a united Italy. But the hope of having a fully democratic and non-religious republic was a goal they didn't achieve. In the end, they ended up with a respectable monarchy that was led by Piedmont and controlled by the middle class.
Why did you return?
Well, I just felt that I had a duty to complete in my home nation. I felt that I had to bring together all the citizens that I love so much. I felt that I needed to incorporate everyone into the big loving family of Italy.
But if you see Italy as a big loving family, how did some people then believe that your influence was limited?
They're wrong. That was nice. I did things. Yeah.
Yeah, you were responsible for the incorporating Sicily and Naples into a
Yeah, that's my idea. That was my thing. I did everything. All these other chickens, they wanted to be a part of it. They wanted to have a bit of the glory, but no, it's all me.
So you're proud?
Yeah, it's all my fault. It's my doings that brought together this nation. I'm the king of this nation. I should be king.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's